What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Andrew Jack, who has been pushing lots and lots of content ever since he started this prep for this upcoming Arnold. And Andrew is actually one of those guys who wasn't really pushing anything to any extremes, especially after the Olympia this year. But now that we are only 8 weeks out of this upcoming Arnold, yes, you guys heard that right, it is that close now. He is gonna fire all the cylinders because all these upcoming weeks, they are gonna pass by very quickly too. So the question right now is that, will Andrew winning this upcoming Arnold be considered an upset, especially if Samson and Derek, they are also both on? I'm gonna say most probably yes, because Andrew just isn't as thick as Samson though, especially in these side shots. And in my opinion, Andrew will never be as shredded as Derek Lansford, but he is gonna be the most beautiful looking physique on this upcoming Arnold stage. And his intent right now, that is also pretty damn clear, that all he wants to do is bring a really polished physique, similar to what we saw at Texas Pro last year. And if you guys all remember, everyone was just freaking out when Andrew weighed at 299 pounds just a day before Texas Pro last year. And people were saying that he won't be in shape at that kind of weight. But that was probably the best physique we ever saw on a bodybuilding stage in 2024. So the biggest advantage for Andrew Jack, and where his strength truly lies, is the fact that the man is just so damn good in the first 3 shots. The front double biceps, the front lat spread, and the front relaxed. And we can also put the abs and thigh in that shot. So Andrew at his all-time best, he can be 3-0 against Samson and Derek as well. They are just so damn unbelievable. And he is a Miss Olympia from the front, all day, every day. And I have got to say, if he can bring the condition with that kind of size, this is gonna be game on. He isn't gonna make it easy for either of these guys to win this upcoming Arnold. Next up, we have the physique update from William Martins, the guy from Brazil, who was just all over the news because he was just so damn big. He was in that big Ramis category in terms of that off-season weight. And Chad Nichols, who is one of the best bodybuilding coaches of all time, who was coaching him during that period, he spoke so highly of him that he is gonna be the next big thing. Now all the stress of that extra weight on William Martins, that resulted in a very poor outcome at the Legion Sports, as William did not even make top 10. And the way his waist has grown over the years, he is gonna have a serious challenge this year as well. Because we have some great young up-and-coming guys like Carlos, Good Vito, Justin Shire, who are hungrier than ever to get their first Olympia qualification and get to the Olympia stage. And they are also so massive, with far better symmetry. And yes, I know Justin has qualified for the Olympia before, but he's also one of the names who are gonna be making their comeback next year. So if William Martins lost to Good Vito last year, yes, both these guys competed at the same show, at the Arnold Brazil. I have no idea. How will William Martins beat a more bigger and a better version and a more denser version of Good Vito in 2025? It seems like that the overall competition in the men's open bodybuilding, that has gone to such higher levels that it is highly unlikely that some of these guys, like William Martins, they will ever be able to step on the Olympia stage. And the same thing goes for another former Olympian from Brazil, Vitor Boff, who competed at the Olympia back in 2022 and he also won a pro show. Now the Pro League has also eliminated the points qualification rule after 2022, and that just made it so difficult for so many of these guys to get to the Olympia stage. Another guy I do want to mention here, that is Moh Shaaban, who was once top 10 at the Olympia just a couple of years back. Now if the prize money keeps on getting higher and higher with every passing year, and more of these top Olympians, they compete multiple times every single year to collect those big paychecks, it is gonna become literally impossible for a lot of these guys to earn their Olympia spot again. Now that one of the most winning 212 Olympian of all time, Flex Lewis, is retired, the biggest regret that he has is not doing the men's open Olympia back in 2019, because that whole problem of not being able to manage that extra food in pursuit to get bigger for the men's open class back in 2020. Prior to that, if Flex would have just competed in 2019 without even trying to get any bigger, he would have done extremely well because he was barely making 212 plus in the last phase of his career. And his coach Neil Hill always said that Flex was 100% ready when Flex Lewis was weighing around 222 to 225 pounds. And considering William Bonac placed second in that Miss Olympia, Flex Lewis would surely have been in the mix. Now fast forward to 2025. Flex is maintaining quite an impressive muscular physique for a retired bodybuilder. Those forearms are still some of the best in the game. Now for those of you guys who do not know, Flex is currently 41 years old. So he is eligible to compete in the Masters Olympia. But the thing is, now that he has been away for so long of living in that box kind of lifestyle, I don't think he wants to go back and do all the things necessary to be stage ready once again. So the last time Flex Lewis was up on that stage, that was back in 2018. So that's a very early retirement for such a dominating champion. But things could have been very different if Flex battled it out against a prime Hadi Choopan back in his day, or a prime version of Derek Lansford. The mutant Nick Fokker puts up a very interesting caption after doing his last workout of the year. Now, if there is anything all of us can agree on, is that Nick Fokker desperately wants to come back. And he wants to do that with his original freak factor that made him such a huge threat, even on the Olympia stage. So these last couple of years, they just weren't ideal for Nick. 2023 in particular, that was still good because he placed second at the Arnold that year. But 2024 specifically, the way he barely won the New York Pro, and eventually he dropped out of the Olympia as well in the most bizarre and unexpected way, that has just put such a big dent on his reputation. So 2025 is gonna be all about making a successful comeback. And the moment he steps back on the stage, which is gonna be at the Pittsburgh Pro this year, we are gonna find out what the future looks like for Nick Fokker. Because the thing is, Nick Fokker has always portrayed himself as a future Miss Olympia. And even the head judge Steve Weinberger said that Nick Fokker is gonna have such a hard time at the Olympia again. And that must have created more doubts in Nick's camp. Now his last Olympia look, which was back in 2023, that was pretty damn convincing for a third place finish. Now that same size, with bigger quads and possibly a small waistline, that can be such a formidable package. Now not doing the Olympia for 2 years in a row, that definitely triggered some of his fans, as there are always some comments pointing out that he is gonna drop out once again. But Nick Fokker has made it pretty clear that it no longer bothers him. And we all know how the bodybuilding community works. He just has to come back and give one great performance, and everyone is gonna jump back on Nick's hype train for this upcoming Miss Olympia this year. Now Nick Fokker also has the age advantage over some of these top guys like Samson or Andrew, who are gonna be 40 real soon. And Nick Fokker, on the other hand, he is just 31 years old, and if he stays healthy, he has plenty of time on his side, and he can compete for another 10 years. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.